I'm going to come out and I'm going to make you think David and Goliath all day long without knowing that I made you think David and Goliath. I might say giant. I might say someone small. I might say slingshot. I might say all these little key words that are probably in your head about the David and Goliath story, just to plant that narrative in your head. And I've jammed that into your head and you think it's your own idea. We're going to talk about all these situations where a big, big company is screwing over another person, or a big, big government doesn't know what the hell they're doing. So if I mention a scenario, there's like a little file clerk in your head. And if I mention any scenario, I can get that little guy to run down to the file cabinet and pull out a folder that has that stuff in there. So when I say hot air balloon, your file clerk runs down there and like, okay, I was at a hot air balloon festival in New Mexico or something, and pulls that file out. So if I can get your file clerk to keep pulling files out throughout the day, the one thing the file clerk does, and this is a gross generalization, is anything that's pulled out throughout that day, and if it's in one context, the file clerk leaves them all out on the desk. And if I can get enough files, all the files that I want out on that desk, that's going to influence every decision that you make when you go home tonight. So that's kind of the persuasion, except I'm putting it in there in the form of an archetype. And if I get you to think David and Goliath, I want you to think that this is the midpoint of that story, not the end. So if I just get you to think this is probably David and Goliath, this is the middle part of the story. This is when the little kid, the shepherd kid, is walking down the hill to challenge the giant. Your brain comes up with the ending to the story automatically. Mm-hmm. So these archetypes are so woven into us that we think if I could just complete an archetype story, it's justice. And if I just get you to see a situation through the lens of an archetype, your brain automatically not just predicts, but you know how it's going to end. Mm-hmm. And you want to make it end that way because it looks like justice, it looks like the right thing to do, and you don't even know why your brain is trying to do that, even though I'm the one that's jammed the archetype into your head for a couple of days.